next topic is okay. After we just look at the how to concatenate various types of strings when the strings are different, right? Now, is it possible to split, right? Because the reverse operation is also required sometimes, right? So let us just look at that aspect now. So wherein we are trying to uh, split, right? So this is just a second, I'll change your screen. Okay, so right now we are looking at how to split the text. So split the string arrays can be split up into many other arrays by obtaining the positions of spaces, right? If you have spaces in the text, MATLAB supports you to split it, right? By using a common factor, that is space. Okay, so this is based on space capitals. So we use a function is called as simply split. Okay. Now let's just look at the way of doing this in MATLAB. So we already have names 2 with us, which actually contains names, and there are 5 different names with the first name and surname, right? And since the first name and surnames of each names there is a space in middle, right? We can try to split this. So see the command. I use names 3 is equal to split names 2. So I am expecting 2 columns, right? So 5 into 1 array, 5 rows 1 column, it actually has been split into 2 parts now. Okay, so next we can do something. In addition to this, we can do a few more things which I just want to show you directly over here. Let us assume I want to move the last names to the first column, first name to the last column. So that can be done. I'll make it as a names 4. It is equal to like if at all I wanted to do this in case of a numerical array, what was my option, right? I would have been told that okay, move the second one to the first one and first one to the second one, or use the permutations options, correct? So I'm using the same thing. Names previous variable, that is name 3 of all the rows, but the second column should come to this position. Okay, give a space, names 3 in that all the rows of first column, bring it to this location. Are you okay? So just see the difference, right? So Jones, Adams, Young, Burns, Spencer have been moved to the first column now in this, and the actual first names have been moved to the second column. Okay, what if I want to make some changes in these names, right? So maybe first name or maybe the last name, right? So okay, let me do this. I already know this. Let me say I want to add comma to the end of the first column. Every first column at the end I want a comma. So it's actually appending the text, right? So I know that I can use a plus operator, right? So let's say names 4 is the variable, names 4 of all the rows and the first column. I want to do something with this. it is equal to names, names four of all the rows first column, which means it is already existing, plus simply add a comma. So it's a character, so I have to write it inside the single quotes. Let's see, compare this with this. See, at the end of first column, right, there is a addition of comma has been appended to each and every entry of the first column of this particular. Right, so now you see we already have seen that how to split and how to concatenate, right? I can actually do the same concatenation by using another function which we have not seen earlier. It is called as a join function. So I'll show you that now. NAMES say 5 is equal to, so I'll simply call join, right? What you want to join? The previous variable, names 4. So names 4 had two different columns, 5 different rows. Now I want to club them into a single, right? You see, it's a 5 into 1 string. Right, so then I'll go for another application based on this, wherein you want to sort. Okay, so sorting based on the first character of each of the strings in that string array. So you can simply write maybe names 6 is equal to, I simply want to call a function called sort. Okay, names 5. So see the results, right? They are in the alphabetical order. So sort the elements of the names so that they are coming in the alphabetical order. You can do simply by using this technique. Okay, alright. So we will move on to the characters part now. Strings we have seen so far, right? Many things related to strings we have seen, and they are very useful. Okay, now we'll move on to the characters. So how to create a cell array of characters. This is also important because previously we saw how to convert strings into characters, but how to enter them by default we have not seen. Let's consider that part now. So our objective is to create cell array of characters. Alright, so in order to create a cell array, definitely I have to use a flower bracket, a curly brackets, right? Are used. Let's directly go for an example, right? See, I want to create an array, cell array. Okay, so this has to be a flower bracket. Then since you are entering the characters, right, we are expecting a single quote. See, everything I'm entering inside a single quote. Okay, once it is done, close this. So you can see that the variable C consists of cells, and it's a cell array basically, 1 into 5. So let's look at the details of this in the Yes, it's a 1 into 5 cell structure. That's what we come to know, and this is how they are saved, right? Each location is a cell. So we can find out the details of how many locations being allocated to this by using whos C. So total bytes allocated are 568. There are 5 different cells arranged in one row, 5 column format. Okay, so this is done. Now the character vectors in this particular variable C have different lengths, because cell array does not require that it has to have the same size. Cells are defined in that way, right? Cells are structures, data structures, which can, each cell can be defined with its own length. There is no rule saying that okay, you are making an array of cells, make sure that all cells have same size. Okay, so it is not required to have. I can prove that. I can check that by using, say, length L is equal to, you have a command called string length, strlength. We already have used this, right? Use it for this variable C. Okay, so what is the size, right? Cells are different, and you can see that, right? Different lengths have been allocated to our cell array that has been created. Okay, all right, let's move further. Now my next intention is to how to access the particular cell array, right? So in order to access the cell array, we have to use the curly brackets. Okay, so let's come back to this, and to access those character vectors in the cell array, right, you have to use indexing by using, once again, curly brackets, right? So we can use this technique to indexing in the sense I can find out what is present in that particular cell array, right? I can check that what is there in the first position, and also I can use the same thing to replace. If you want to replace it with some new text, right, definitely I can use the same technique over there. This is how we can do that. So let's go back to MATLAB window first, and let's do this. So I will I think I already have a C with me, so I'll clear the screen. I use what is C. Okay, now I want to see what is there in the first position of this C, right? So I can simply use that using, say, I can assign it to a variable is equal to C, right? You have to use a flower bracket because you are accessing the cell. So see, it is B. Like that I can do it for any other case, like 4. But by default I cannot access larger than the size of this. So if I enter this, it actually says that there is an error. It's a warning. It's an error saying that you are trying to read something which is outside the index. Alright, that's fine. Now let us say I want to replace. Alright, so I want to replace this okay, let me write once again. So C of 1, I know that it is some other text, but I want to replace it by using a different text, right? I want to put it as yank. Now you see this is changed. Earlier that was Lee, and now it has been replaced like this. So in a sense, in order to update the contents of the cell array, right, you can use this technique. Alright, and in addition to that, let's say we use a function called strcmp that is used to compare the contents of a cell array with some text. For example, tf is equal to, I use strcmp, compare the strings of cell array C with, enter that what you want to compare, yang, let's say, because I know that there are two yangs in my cell array, so I am expecting two yes, right? So by default, whenever you ask a question with MATLAB answers you in terms of yes or no. That's by creating a logical array, right? So now you can see that there is a logic array that has been created, and it says 10010, indicating first and the fourth cells contain whatever text that you were searching for. Alright, so that is the use of function called strcmp. Right, now I'll tell you one quick method to convert all the cells into string in a single stretch. Okay, now how to do that, let us see. So let us say I have this text that is C in. So we have C. So C I'll enter. Now C is actually a cell array. Now I want to convert that into string, right? Already we have used this. So str is equal to string of, simply enter C. So now what is expected is the 1 into 5 cells, which we can see as a previous answer, gets converted into 1 into 5 string array. So everything, you see that this result, which was a cell array, is now string array, right? One function. Okay. Now there is there can be a question something like will it convert anything into the cell, anything which is entered in the cell format, can you convert anything into the string? So the answer is yes here. So string function basically converts any cell array into strings as long as the contents are right, are eligible for conversion into string format. Right, so I'll show you one example. This solves all our doubts. So let me create a cell array C2 is equal to, let me write even numbers over there. Let's see what happens. 5, 10. Okay, I'll enter text here. So maybe some text. Also I can enter date and time of this date, time. So I think I have shown you the usage of now. So now will give you the date and time of the current date as well as time. But if I want just want the date, I can simply use today. Okay, so this puts only date over there, no time. Okay, this is the other usage. Alright, I will also use another text. Some other text. Okay, let's see what happens now. Okay, I have to close the flower brackets. I think this is fine. Now you can see I created a 1 into 5 cell array. So since cells can accommodate any type of data, it's valid. So it takes numbers, takes text, date, time, etc. Anything is done. Now let us try to convert this into the string format by using the string function and check that whether it will convert each and every cell into the string or not. Because as of now we know that in programming language we can represent numbers into text into number, etc. Conversion is possible, interconversion is possible. So by default we know that every entry that we have made here can be converted into text. So a string function should also be able to convert that, right? So let's check that. So let's say str2 is equal to string of C2. We are expecting yes answer, yes, and you are getting the same thing. So you see every string has a double quote around, so it means everything got converted into the text format. Alright, then let's go to another operation related to the text data. So that is search the text searching options. Right. To determine whether a particular text is present in in the string or character array which we are having, we can use several functions. So the first function that we use here is called as contains, right? So searching text to find if text is present or not. So first option is to use the function called contains. Okay, contains will tell you whether it is there or not. And I have another function here. So this is function called count. So this is going to tell you how many times that text occurs, right? So function called contains gives you an answer 1 or 0. So this is to get the count of or the number of times it repeats. You can try to find that using this. Okay, so let's try to find this now. I'll move on to the MATLAB window and okay, so let's move to the MATLAB screen and check this particular functionality. So let me enter some text which contains some repeated text. So text is equal to, I will enter inside the double quote and I'll make this as a string. So she says alright, so let's say that this is our text and I want to show that the usage of contains first, right? Because I know that C is there in this text, right? If you simply use say TF is equal to contains, what is the text? TEXT is the text. And what I want to find the SEA. This is what I want to find. You see the answer is 1, indicating that yes, your text contains this data. Okay, moving further. Now let us see the usage of the count, right? I'll use n as a counter. N is equal to COUNT, count. It's the same idea. Mention what is the name of the variable, text, comma. You can see that the C repeats twice. So n is equal to 2 is the answer that MATLAB tells you by using this. Alright. again, in order to locate the exact positions, right? This is what I didn't discuss so far. Now I'll directly move on to that. In MATLAB itself, you can use a function called strFind, right? This returns the starting indices of that particular search text. All right, in this case we are searching SEAC, right? In that particular string where the S starts, because SEA, right, starts, means if it stays that it is starting at a particular point, next three characters are E and A, so C is being compared with the text and you get the answer. So I'll tell you how to use that. So let's use I'm getting the index here, so idx is my variable name. Idx is equal to strfind. So find the string, right, in the variable text and search for SEA, right? Just specify this, you see you get the index, right, 11 and 28. So just go back and check this. So it starts from this 1 2 3, there is a space, 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 10th one is a space, and you see 11th one is S. So 11 12 13 is C, is the meaning of it. Similarly 28 29 and 30 are also C. Okay, so that's what is the meaning of this. Alright, definitely now many of the common string functions have been covered, but in addition to that, even MATLAB supports more. Let's look at that now. So let us try to find and extract the text between something. Okay, so this is how you can use it, right? Anyway, I have not written, please make note of this by yourselves. Okay, so the first one was strfind, and the next one is to extract the text between some particular specific text, right? I have a complete variable with me and it contains many texts, right? I want to extract the text that is between something, so I can use a function called extract between. So I'll just write med is equal to extract between is a built-in function. What you want to extract? text. In text, extract everything that is between C and tell the last word which you want to search for, shore. So first occurrence of the C till the first occurrence of shore will be extracted over here. So just see, right? This is what it's going to happen, because the first the C comes into picture first, for the first time, before the word shells, right? From there it goes till the first occurrence of shore, which happens in the word seashore. So that's why it is being extracted. But now if you want to extract including, right, including the words, like, so I can still do that. So I just have to enter like this. So extract between these two, that is text C and shore, but specify including. That can be done by using what is called as boundaries. You have to say that boundaries, boundaries. I have to say inclusive. This is the option. Alright, so just say inclusive. Now it actually extracts more. So including the first occurrence of C till the first occurrence of shore, everything, right, can be extracted like this. So it's a text processing, right? We can do a lot of text processing here. So this is what is included in the basic version of MATLAB, or fundamentals of MATLAB. But there is a complete toolbox called as text processing, text analytics toolbox, which is actually language specific. You can specify and process the language wise words as well. You can create language, the word clouds. You can visualize a lot of text data, etc. We can do that. Alright, that's also supported in MATLAB, but again, that's a specific topic. Only those who choose for text analytic toolbox will deal those concepts over here. But as of now, these are the basics, and this is sufficient for the common use of MATLAB. Alright, so let's move further. Let us say our intention now is to find the text in arrays. right? So let's see how to find the text in arrays. Now, basically, when we try to do this particular operation to find text in arrays, what we mean here is that we want to perform the search and the replacement functions, and we want to apply them to find the text in a multi-dimensional array, right? This is what we want. Okay, so the functions that we used already, one function is called as contains and one function was replace, right? So let's just check how to use it. Okay, now let's move on to the MATLAB window once again. Okay, let's create arrays. We need two arrays basically for this to understand this concept. So first array contains the name of the songs, let's assume. Alright, so name of the songs include maybe it's yellow submarine. Okay, then pending and okay, so let's create. This is the first 3x1 string array that we are going to create. Similarly, I want to create another array that's using, say, let's call it as colors. Red, yellow, blue, black, and say white. Okay, this is also done. Now you see I want to perform whether the string array by the name songs contains any of the words from the string array called colors. So how to check that? Simply contain, use the function contains and check that, mention what you want to, where you want to search. I want to search songs and I want to search for the words present in colors. Let's see the answer is 101, indicates that in the songs, right, the first and the third strings contain the words, any of the words from the search text, that is red, yellow, blue, black, white, it is there. Okay, now even you can use the second function. We have seen that the usage of the replace function, so we'll use it now once again. Okay, so simply I use replace, right, where you want to replace in songs, what you want to replace, wherever I find colors, alright, replace that with maybe orange, maybe. Let's just see whether this works. Yes, see, yellow replaced as orange and black is also going to be replaced as orange. right? You can do this. This is allowed, and this is a very handy tool in MATLAB whenever we are dealing with the text. Alright, then the next option here is to check the specific pattern. Like, I enter some text, I want to check for whether I have numbers in that, in some text which has been entered by someone else. You want to check that whether you have numbers, okay, whether you have the characters, continuous characters or something, right? I can search for the patterns now. So that concept is coming next, and this is to match patterns. So what are the options you have? Right, you can extract specific patterns, such as the first one is digits pattern. Right, you use a specific let us say when you want to check the specific pattern over there. For example, you want to look for the digits in an entered text. You use the keyword digits, digits, pattern. So there is no space in the middle, okay, and P is capital. At the same time, you can search for the characters, okay. So letters you can find. So letters, pattern. So using these two keywords, we can try to extract the particular patterns from the entered text, okay. And to do this, we use a specific function, okay, and the function is called you can use a function called extract. Okay, let's see the application on the software screen now. Right, so let's enter a text by the name called address. This is equal to, let's enter text as well as some text and characters followed by numbers. All right, say 1 2 3 8 a comma something. I'll enter straight comma India 1009 something. I'll enter. All right, just see. Okay, so this is the address, and I didn't want to display, so I actually entered the semicolon at the end of this. Right, now I will find out whether you have numbers in this text. So numbers is equal to which function I'm supposed to use? Extract. Okay, so extract from which one? From address. And you specify the pattern you want to extract, that is digits pattern. Alright, so when you press this,